My name is Pete Fuselauskas. I'm here today to talk to you about using a mix of scripts and a mix of options in QA Wizard Pro load testing to better reflect the kind of interaction your web application would receive from real users. Starting with an empty workspace, let's click on the Record Load Test Script icon to begin to record our first load test script. We'll call this script WYSISHOP Login and click Record to begin. We'll use a sample shopping website and record a few scripts that emulate users doing a couple of different actions. The first user will be logging in to an existing account. We'll enter the user's credentials and click the Login button to log in as this user. And then click Log Out to conclude the session. We click Stop and then save this load test script. We then click on Record Load Test again to record another script of a different user activity. This time we'll call this one WYSISHOP Checkout to record a user going through the checkout process on our sample shopping site. We add one of the sample products to our cart and then click Checkout. We'll continue as a guest account and fill out some information. After we've completed the checkout process, we can stop and save this script as well. You can see both the login and the checkout scripts exist in our workspace. We'll click Record Load Test again for a third option for what users might perform on our sample website. In this case, we'll use the search functionality to look for particular products. Up in the search bar, we'll look for one particular product and see that it shows up in the list. We'll take a look for a different product, see that it's in the list, and then enter a more general term so that it returns more results. We'll then click Stop to save our script. You can see we have all three scripts available for load testing playback. We can then click on Run Load Test to view the options available for running a full load test with these three scripts. We'll set the total number of virtual users to something more substantial, like 100, and then select the scripts that we just recorded to use in this load test. We select all three scripts for this one. We can then choose what percentage of virtual users we want to be running these scripts at any one time. So in this case, we try to more accurately reflect what actual users may be doing on the site. We'll say 10% of our users are logging in, 15% of our users are using the checkout feature, 75% the remaining users are all using the search functionality. When doing a larger load test, we can select multiple computers to provide load against our target web application, but in this case we'll just use this one computer. This last list provides a set of browsers that you want your users to emulate. It already contains an entry for Internet Explorer 8. We'll go ahead and add one for Internet Explorer 7, one for Firefox 7, as well as one for Google Chrome. We set the percentages for the browsers in the same way that we set the percent of virtual users that we want with the scripts. In this case, we'll have half of our users using Internet Explorer 8, a quarter of our users using Internet Explorer 7, 15% using Firefox, and 10% using Chrome. The last few options when running a load test allows us to select how quickly we want to add users to the load test, as well as how long we want total load test to run. So we'll set this load test to scale up to full load after a total of 30 seconds, and the entire load test will run for a specific amount of time of 2 minutes. Once you have all these options entered, you can click Run to begin this load test. These options are automatically saved between sessions, so you can run the same load test or a similar load test again in the future without having to reconfigure everything. As our load test begins, you can see the number of users increasing, and we'll skip ahead to the end of the load test. You can see that it's been running under load for approximately 2 minutes. In the report that's generated after the load test completes, you can see that all of the options we entered in the Run dialog are saved at the top of the report, so you can see how this load test was eventually created. The results section shows a summary of how the web application performed while under load. The graphs show how our web application performed over the duration of the load test. The graph at the bottom shows that no errors occurred over the duration of the load test. Hopefully this video gave you an idea of the options available when using load testing with QA Wizard Pro. For more information on QA Wizard Pro and load testing, visit www.cpine.com.